I'm not a real big believer in a lot of the social sciences that come out at this moment, and a lot of the sort of popular culture, career hacks or life hacks and those kind of things. I've gotten to the moment where I just simply don't believe that because we are who we are. And what we have to realize is that we have a lot of weaknesses or so-called weaknesses, but I don't even like that term anymore. I've gotten to the point where I just realize we are just simply different and we are the things that we actually are. And those weaknesses is simply because somebody has classified those particular traits that you have as not necessarily good for the current environment that you are. But often the environment changes, and whatever those particular weaknesses are at this moment, it becomes something that is actually very valuable very quickly. And you see this time and time again. Things like in the 1940s and 50s and 60s, things that were aggressive traits, very masculine traits, that those were probably the most predominant things in terms of, what makes somebody, especially males, somebody to be, good or, somebody that's successful and all that stuff. But as we've seen in the last while, these traits are not, they're not necessarily valued anymore. If you look in popular culture, there is definitely masculine traits that come out, but there's a lot of feminine traits and traits that you would consider not necessarily masculine or feminine that are being rewarded, and they're being they're very important for people's success. So I am just not a believer in these sort of life hacky things, or if you do this one little trick, everything comes together. I think a better way to think about this is you are who you are. And no matter what it is, whatever, you have neurodiversity, for example, you have things of how you actually think about the world, and it's different than what everybody thinks or how everybody thinks that the world should be. And you are just who you are. And it's up to the world to find a way to sort it out. So, and I think as you sort of stumble along, you're going to want to, so this is my experience. When I was younger, I wanted to change. I wanted to become, that there was some sort of life hack, that there was some sort of thing that would make me better and more productive. And, I very much desired that. And the reason why I felt like that was because I was, in high school, a lot of high school, I was a loner. And I thought if I could sort of fit myself in this way, if I can find the right possible combination, then everything would come together. And when you do that, then everybody's gonna like you. So there's this massive drive to become successful because everybody is gonna like you. And I think that's really where it comes down to. But when you stop and think about it, if you just simply accept who you are and you just love who you are, then nothing like that matters. You simply are just the right thing at this moment. And if you can find the way, the right combination, the right environment to be who you are, then you naturally will really like that environment. And it's up to you in the environment, whatever that is, wherever you work. Maybe it's the town that you're in, whatever. If you find the right environment, then you should be able to thrive and do extremely well. Now, this doesn't preclude the fact that you can't learn and develop and get better. It doesn't sort of rule that out in any sort of way, because I think you can definitely do that. But you also have to be in the right environment where people reward those tendencies that you have, and will look at the things that you have as not weaknesses. I think that's the thing, that terminology is absolutely the worst terminology. It's not a weakness in any sort of way. It's some difference that doesn't align with the current environment. It is variance, natural variance. We all have natural variance. And I think this is where actually a lot of medicine goes wrong, because we have So there's a lot of good, a lot of good medicine that's out there, and a lot of good science that's out there. But we still look at things in a very structured kind of way, and we fit within this very structure. And yet there is a natural structure around what things actually work. However, there's also a lot of difference between that natural structure and how things work. And we have to recognize that we're all different. We all have idiosyncratic things that are no better, no worse than what somebody else has. And we have to come to terms with the fact that that is actually really good. That actually drives a lot of healthy behavior and drives a lot of healthy, good things in our life. So I think we need to stop thinking about the weaknesses that we have and, the things that we view are weaknesses. And that's because it's the outside world viewing them as weaknesses, or you thinking that that thing is somehow some sort of weakness. We need to simply just accept those things that we have and work with them and accelerate them. The one cool thing that the world is totally different than what it was, and this is part of the reason why I think we're becoming a lot more accepting of these things, is we can tell these stories and we can be open about them. And I think the more that we're open about them and we're nice to other people, that's the sort of caveat, not being mean and crude and all that kind of stuff, but being just nice and gentle and telling your story and being open about them. I think there's a lot more people in this world than just you and I that have these same experiences, and we'll start accepting ourselves a little bit more. So hopefully this gets you through the day. The thing that you have, it's not a weakness. You're not being, for me, I feel like I'm always unproductive. It's not the case at all. It is just who you are, and this is your natural environment that you're part of. And you just simply have to just go with the experiences that you have and grow and develop at the same time. So hopefully you get what I'm getting at. I think that there's a lot that we can do in this world, but we have to accept ourselves and accept the things that we view are our weaknesses or downfalls, and just love ourselves, and then leverage the things that are naturally different. I think that's the thing that's cool in this environment at this moment, is that, if you've got a big scar, or you've got a big birthmark, or you have a stutter, or you have, you've got your eyes squint in a certain way, or your eyes are not blue or whatever, you can leverage that. That's the cool thing. People love that kind of stuff. And there's more than just that one type of person in this world. So go be messy, go have those weaknesses, but they're not weaknesses. They're the things that are naturally what makes you you. So go love yourself in a non-weird way. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.